shit up. Stop. Getting my shit together. Sitting down. You recording? Good. Welcome to Only Game. My name is OG Grip, and this is Only Game, where it's only game all the time. Today we're gonna be talking about stocks. Why? What I'm on? Am I scared? Am I petrified? Am I selling everything? Am I liquidating all my assets? Or am I investing? Am I buying in the dip? What do I believe in? That's what we on today. Stay tuned. Only Game.
Amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It is. I can teach you how to stack a honey. Early in the morning, money. Them niggas talking shit ain't got nothing.
Let's jump straight into it. I bet y'all want to know why I'm talking about this shit. How did I get involved into the stock market? Let's go through it. It was probably, I don't even know how long ago it was now. It was probably like 3 years ago. I wanted to get involved in the stock market. I had been talking about it for way more than 3 years, but I just never took any action in order to get involved into it. I looked at it like most other people look at it like, I'm not about to I need my money today. I'm not about to give nobody my money to hold it, to do anything with it. I need my money today. I need access to it today. I was talking with my wife, and you know, she had brought it up that she thought about getting into the stock market, and I was like, yeah, I always wanted to get involved. And she was like, yo, you like numbers, you should get involved with it. You should study on it. So then all of a sudden I was like, all right. I ended up going through every single bit of information I could find on YouTube at the time. Now I still do the same thing, but now I know other places to go to. But I started off just going to YouTube and learning how to read stocks, what these symbols meant, how to read the candlesticks, and all these other things. And I'm not gonna lie to you, when I started doing that, I probably did that for 3 months, maybe. Probably did it for like 3 months where it was just some studying. And then I put some money in it. And when I first put some money in it, I started off on Robinhood. When I first put some money in it, I lost my mind. I just kept putting money in it and putting money in it and putting money in it. I had to tell my wife, listen, when you see me just stuck in my phone, stop. But that's how I got involved. And those investments that I made early on when I didn't even know what I was doing, as I was learning that they were good investments, I started making money. And that is basically how I got stuck in it once I started. And I started seeing the process, and I started understanding the process a little bit more, and the why behind the process. I was like, why is everybody not doing it? And I spent every day telling everybody. I probably put 50, 60 people on the stock market, no lie. That's why I'm gonna talk to y'all about the stock market. That's pretty much it, you know what I'm saying? It's not a whole, you'll get bits and pieces that I probably left out, I'm sure, but throughout this conversation, but yeah, I love knowing how to be able to make $1 billion while sleeping. You know, all those ideas are great to me. I've told you a little bit about how I got involved in the stock market. So I'm going a little bit into what I've learned in this time that I've been involved in the stock market. Now that I've told you a little bit about, you know, how I got started into the stock market and trading and investing, let's go a little bit into what I've learned so far. So hopefully I can help you guys avoid some of the pitfalls that I've been through or some of the mishaps and things that I've experienced. Started initially, I was just super skittish. Every day I watched my money like, you know, like somebody was trying to take it from me and run down the street and hop in the car and get on a plane or something. So every morning religiously, I was just stuck in my phone. Every 2 seconds I was looking at my phone. Every penny meant so much to me, and it still does. But at the time, it was more from a fear standpoint than it is from it was from a knowledge-based standpoint. So it was more about being scared. So we're gonna go into this whole fear thing. Fear is like the worst thing you can have when you invest in, right? That's one of the things I learned, because you will sell off things that could possibly or potentially make you money. a lot of money. I had a few stocks that I owned like a few hundred of, and I got in. Knowing today, I got in super early on those stocks. So I got in when they were between $2 and $7. Some were 13, 14, $15. But around the time that I was investing early on, that was like my range, right? So I got into a couple different stocks. I think one of them was GoPro. Another one was Groupon. And there was another one, Fitbit. I had Fitbit as well. And I got into these stocks, and when I got into these stocks, I bought, again, a couple hundred of each of them. Right before the pandemic truly hit, in the very beginning, everything started going crazy. All my stocks started falling and dropping. The market was acting really crazy. Everything was in the red. Because everything was in the red, I started panicking, like most people probably would. I started panicking, and when I started panicking, I started selling. So I sold Groupon, I sold Fitbit, I sold a few different items that I had that there was really, now looking back, there was really no reason for me to sell. Those were really the times where things were on sale and I should have been buying. But at the time, again, being a novice in it, I didn't look at it that way. I looked at it like, I'm about to lose my bread. Let me get my money up out of here ASAP. Sadly to say, pretty much every one of those stocks ended up tripling in value from where I owned them at. So I missed out on a good amount of change, a good amount of money. And I probably shouldn't say missed out on. I just didn't get, I made a decision and I'm living with that decision. So it's nothing that I'm mad about or looking back on like, oh man. I'm not dwelling on the past about it or anything like that. I'm just saying I could have made more money than I did. Another thing that I learned was, unless you have a surplus of cash, like you just got cash on hand, you just liquid, you just got a bunch of money that you can afford, especially in these times, like times like this where the market is all red or majority red, I wouldn't mess with margin at all. I did. So that's why I'm telling you, you shouldn't. Basically what margin is you're borrowing money, right? You're saying, hey, I'm gonna put in $200 and the whoever your broker is or wherever you're going through is gonna say, all right, we're gonna match your $200. So now you have $400 and you can go purchase whatever stock that you would like to purchase. The thing with the margin is, that sounds great. That's beautiful. This is what got me. But the thing about margin is, if it ever gets into a place where your stocks fall below wherever their specific baseline is, then you'll end up getting a margin call. And basically what that is now you'll get a call saying, you need to deposit $300 into your account because the market's fucked up. That's basically what it's telling you. You need to deposit $300 into your account because the market's all messed up and we don't know, about the security of your assets. This is not money that you're gonna get back when the market bounces back. You'll get it back if your stock or your investment increases in value, yeah. But that money is just gone, right? So, not to mention when you decide, okay, I want to turn off margin trading, you got to pay that bread back, And with Robinhood, if you're doing if you're on Robinhood and you're doing margin trading, and you put in $4,000 and they match you $4,000, you owe them $4,000. So even to turn off the margin trading, you got to give them their $4,000 to turn it off. That means every stock that you purchase there on out until you turn it off will be attached to margin trading. So every time you deposit money to buy a stock you want, you're going to get double the amount. Sounds great. Yes. Except for when you want to get out. Like I said, in these times when the market just takes a nosedive and you're getting a margin call about 40 different stocks that you need to deposit $300 or more into that account, that particular account, unless you have that amount of cash available or the surplus, like I said, available, that's not going to be a good look. So you probably don't want to do that. Stay away from margin. That's my advice. Stay away from margin trading. One of the other things I learned, and this wasn't a bad thing, was options trading. So once I got into options trading, I realized that I can make a lot of money without technically owning the stocks that I was purchasing, but I could benefit off of the volatility of those stocks. So when I got into options trading, I fell in love with that just because, I made a couple grand in a few days just based off of saying from this day to this day, I think these stocks are going to go up to here. Or from this day to this day, if you're buying puts, those are calls. Calls are when you're saying it's going to go up. Puts are when you're saying it's going to go down. While we're at it, like, subscribe, share, call people, tell them all about it, hit the email, drop something in the little links over here if you want to donate at all to support the cause. But yeah, follow if you're not trading yet or investing and you're interested, you can also go down into the box and you can click on any one of these links that I have for Webull, for any one of these spots that you can go and buy stocks on. Webull, Robinhood, TD Ameritrade. If you're into cryptocurrency, then you can also go, I'll put the links down there where you can also click on there and I'm with KuCoin, I'm with Bitmart, I'm obviously with Coinbase and Coinbase Wallet, which are two totally different things. These are all different things that I learned. The reason I just mentioned crypto is because after I got involved in the stock market, the traditional stock market, which is more brick and mortar, I got into the digital assets. And getting into the digital assets, I really fell in love with crypto. I did the same thing kind of that I did in the stock market, where I had the fear thing going, because crypto is like you can get really paid really fast, or you can get really broke really fast. So I advise you to do a little bit of study into the crypto before you just dive in, or start with what you can afford to lose. Don't go in negative thinking, but I'm just saying, be smart about it, right? Because I'm not a financial advisor. The things that I'm telling you are strictly based off my opinion and what I feel and my beliefs. I'm in no way telling you take all your money and put it into this, that, or anything else. I'm just telling you what I have done. And if it resonates with you and that's what you want to do, more power to you, man. I wish you the best. Let's talk about some of the things that I've accomplished, you know what I mean? We don't like to dwell in the negative over here, right? That's how you stay negative and stay negative balances. So we like to always stay in the positive. So some of the good things that have happened for me since I've been trading and investing are, I went on a great run of it, making a lot of profit in a very short amount of time. It was just with the traditional stock market. I also went on a couple great runs with crypto, with Doge, Ethereum. Cardano was part of it, but it wasn't as big on Cardano. But Doge and Ethereum, I went on a great run. Let's start with the Doge. First started investing, like I was talking about earlier, on Robinhood. I kept seeing Dogecoin, right? And I knew nothing about crypto again. I had just really got into the whole investment thing. I knew nothing about Dogecoin. I just knew that it was less than a penny. And that was good enough for me. I was like, it's less than a penny. I keep seeing it. It keeps popping up. I keep having these thoughts about it. That's a lesson in following your intuition. You know what I mean? Following what your spirit is telling you when you see certain things, no matter what other people say. Because as I was seeing that, and every time I mentioned it to someone else, they would be like, oh, it's a shit coin. Don't mess with that. Don't mess with that. It doesn't even have any backing. It doesn't do anything. So forth and so on. Everybody has something negative to say. I was like, all right, forget it. I'm just going to keep putting my money into it. So I did, because the feeling kept coming to me. Where I slipped up a little bit is I wanted to put more money in than I did, and I could have, and I just didn't. Partially because I let a little bit of what the outside noise was. I let that kind of filter in a little bit. So, lesson, invest with your gut, not somebody else's thoughts. Invest with your gut, your belief, what you feeling, and go with that, and then be willing to live and die by that. You know what I mean? You gotta be. It's a cutthroat, cold game if you're not doing the right things, but you also gotta trust yourself in life in general, but you gotta definitely trust yourself in your gut when you're investing. So, I just had to drop that thing, take that. Okay, so yeah, I got into it and I went on this crazy run. I bought Doge, it was less than a penny. I'm contemplating if I should tell y'all how much I put in. I'm gonna tell y'all because maybe it'll motivate you guys. So let's say I put in $700, right? Let's say I put in $700 when I told myself I would put in $5,000. Let's say I put in $700. In a year and a half time, that $700 was pretty much just what it was, $700. In 3 days span, it turned to $30,000. A $700 investment in 3 days turned to $700. $30,000. I was wilding. I was tripping. I owned like 200 and something thousand shares of those. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm rich already. This is it. That's over with. I'm done. I'm out of this. I hit, and then I went and reinvested into Doge. Just because I was like, this probably might happen again. And lo and behold, it did. Doge went up from micro cents or whatever they called them into the cents where it's at right now. And again, I made over $20,000. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. And it was literally, that time, it was literally in like a 24-hour period. So that's why I said earlier that crypto is one of them games. You can, if you make the right investment and the right amount and everything else, you can change your life. You can literally change your life and your family's lives like that, just by doing your homework, making the right investment, trusting your gut. So those were two things that happened. That also happened for me in the traditional stock market. In the time I had been investing, probably like a year and a half, I had maybe made an $11,000 investment initially when I first started. The crash happened, or the recession, whatever you would like to call it, happened. Once that happened, I told you I had panicked, sold a bunch of stuff. There was a bunch of stuff that I didn't sell though, that I kept. All those things that I kept, Snapchat being one of those things, boomed. They just boomed, and my account went from about $11,000 to about 70 plus. And that happened over the course of about a year and a half. But sitting at home to make 70 plus thousand, say 60, since I made an $11,000 investment, so say 60,000. To make 60,000, that's like $5 grand a month, $4 grand a month, 4 and some change, right? Was amazing to me, and it was one of those things that, again, reinvigorated me about the stock market, or the decision that I made based off of a simple conversation that I had with my wife, and doing some homework and starting this stuff. With that happening, I made, if you add those numbers up, you tell me what I made. Take all that information with you. I hope that it helps motivate you to understand why I'm talking about this, and also to maybe get involved and get you a little bit of money yourself, man. You have your future to think about. Don't think of that, the fact that you're 20 it's not gonna be like that forever. You know what I mean? And you can work hard now and play all the time later. Or you can play all the time now and work hard when it hurts too. Make sure you click the like, subscribe, follow me, share all this stuff. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy that loves what I'm doing, and I like to share the information that I have in hopes to help someone else. I appreciate y'all's time sitting here listening to me vent and express myself about my beliefs in the stock market. Again, I'm not a financial advisor at all. I'm just someone that believes in the stock market and loves trading and making money, and sometimes hates losing. All the time hate losing. Sending y'all love, light, and support. I wanted to make sure my joint was still popping, because you know what I'm saying, you are only game, you are on only game. And it's only game all the time. My name is OG Grip. Make sure you follow me, The Real OG Grip, on pretty much everything. OGgrip.com, UnstableIntellect.com to cop the merch. Make sure you follow us all and stay with the movement. Abundant life. Stay safe.
I can teach you how to stack a honey early in the morning.